It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, today we're going over the ATOMOS INCARNON post-bug fix. This thing is hitting really hard after the recent hotfix that made the INCARNON options actually work. And we're just going to briefly talk about, if I recommend this thing, and spoiler alert, I do, especially after this change. And we'll be showing how it actually performs now after the fixes. This thing went from like 2 or 3 shutting acolytes to easily 1 shutting acolytes. And yeah, I'm just having a good time with it. It's extremely powerful for clearing out trash ads. If you enjoy these types of videos, we do daily Warframe videos on this channel. We'll also be live tomorrow with all the new INCARNON stuff on stream and here. So you're in the right place. You want more INCARNON information. Alright, so let's go over what they changed with the ATOMOS INCARNON. And just a remind you, this is not currently available. I guess on week 3 or 4 rotation. We're currently on week 5. So the thing that was changed is basically the ATOMOS INCARNON. These 2 options right here on Evolution 2, increasing base damage, and then on this choice, when you have a maximum energy pool of over 700, you also get a base crit damage multiplier increase. This was outright not working at all before, and I don't think this one over here was working either. Hoplite Virtue increases your base damage on shield break. Neither of these were working, so you were basically... The entire INCARNON upgrade situation for the ATOMOS was not actually functioning. So you were basically using a normal ATOMOS before, even though you had an INCARNON locker on there. Some of this other stuff was working, like the crit chance increase, but the crit damage increase and the base damage increase were not working. And when you look at how much base damage this thing has, that was a lot of base damage you were losing out on. So you were basically just using an unupgraded weapon before. Now that it's been upgraded, it's hitting really hard and it's extremely noticeable. Now this thing with the crit chance upgrades is going to be hitting pretty much critting all the time. With a crit chance Riven, you're getting orange crits almost all the time. So the way the ATOMOS INCARNON works, if you don't remember, is that it unfortunately does require headshots. And this is a beam with a very particular hitbox. And it feels like when you're trying to get headshots, it doesn't work sometimes because it chains nearby enemies and kills them as well. So the way that this one's designed, and it still didn't really change any of the big issues I have with the ATOMOS, but it's just making it do more damage, so sure. But like I said, the big issue with the ATOMOS INCARNON is it's annoying to build INCARNON meter, because even on the steel path right now, these enemies just don't survive for long enough. It takes half a second on target to kill them and every enemy nearby because it chains to nearby enemies. So when I'm trying to build the INCARNON meter, which is an explosion shot similar to the Spore Lacer, I just can't sometimes. As you can see right here, I'm trying to build my INCARNON charge. These Steel Path Grenadier are just dying too fast. Somehow I got a little bit of a headshot on that guy. But yeah, maybe they could have made it like the Torrid, where body shots build the INCARNON or something. But at the same time, this is probably the strongest beam pistol in the game. As far as killing enemies outright. The Kuva Nukor and the Tenant Cycron are probably going to be better for overall procs, because this only has base heat. And the Tenant Cycron, for example, can get heat, I believe, heat, puncture, and magnetic if you get a magnetic roll. And the Kuva Nukor, not even worth comparing because it gets so many more procs. But I don't think you usually use this thing as a CO proc. You use this thing as a DPS ad clear. As you can see, I'm killing these guys pretty fast. And this is with a non-INCARNON shot. So, as I said in my previous video, it's like the Kuva Nukor and the Spore Lacer put together. But you lose out on, base elementals and you have base heat. And so base heat can be good. I'm currently using a corrosive heat build in the footage right here, and remove some of the enemy armor. That heat proc gets scaled up nice and high. I've got Panzerwelt Phyla equipped, so I've got corrosive and viral, and then I've got heat on the pistol itself. So, and then don't forget we've got prime heated charge for pistols as well, making it where your heat procs are a lot more highly weighted into heat, and then you can just get the 10 corrosive or 10 viral you need from your normal build. So I would say overall, after this bug fix, I am gonna highly recommend the ATOMOS INCARNON next time it comes around. And the Riven stats are actually not extremely egregiously high, but even then, it's with a mid-tier Riven Dispo. This thing is a Steel Path Slayer. Now, I will admit there are situations like you see that Xmas right there. There are situations where it does have some scaling problems, but if you're looking for a way to take out big groups of enemies like you see right here, in the pistol slot specifically, I think you have not many options that are anywhere near as good as this. Like I said, the Spore Lacer can be nice with the infinite ammo. Arcane, I believe it's called Pax. It's a Pax Charge, and then there's other Pax Arcanes as well. And the Kuva Nukor will never have infinite ammo, and this thing does not have infinite ammo either. But 350 shots is pretty good because you get a good amount of pickups as well. The Incarnon mode, it's basically like a Brahma shot. It is a big explosion, and his Acolyte's about to feel the... He's about to feel the buff, so it would not do what you're about to see right here before the bug fix. So unconditional, just one shot. I don't even know if he had the Garuda debuff on him, no. I technically do have Garuda's passive in this footage. But if you're doing Steel Path, you should have some kind of weapon buff, if you ask me. And if you're looking at these numbers, we're getting multiple million in some of these situations. So that base damage gets multiplied by the crit. That crit damage increase gets multiplied by crit damage mods. These things all just like feed into each other to make this a Steel Path ad clear monster. Now, I will also admit that it might be good against Acolytes, but it is not as good against Demolus. I tried against Demolus with the Armor Strip build and all that. It still took a couple shots. I'd say definitely go for something like the Vasto or the Lex Incarnon or like something more single target focused if you want to be using a Incarnon secondary on Demolus specifically. Now, it can work on Acolytes like I showed, but Demolus are a very different situation, and I definitely wouldn't recommend modding for Corrosive on Demolus like I'm modding for here. Now, as far as like a tier list for Incarnons, I am going to do that. We are coming up on the last week of the Incarnons here, and then once I know what every Incarnon does, expect an Incarnon tier list probably like the week after. I think this one might be maybe one of the best ad clear Incarnons in the whole game. Like, did you see that big shot right there? I think it's like an 11.34 explosion radius with fulmination and all that. And I'm not going to really this is not really a build video. It's more like just discussing how strong it is after the buffs, or after the bug fixes, rather. But yeah, you can put on Prime Fulmination. It's not going to do anything for the beam weapon, but it's going to do a lot for the explosion shot. So we're kind of like modding for both aspects of it, which is another weird thing about the ATOMOS Incarnon. It's like they made it so you're using both modes. It's not like fully focused on one or the other, and I kind of like that. Yeah, so 11.38 explosion with Prime Fulmination, and a 153% crit chance with an 8.5 multiplier. So a lot. Now, I will also say that the fact that we're getting this crit damage increase, it's only happening because Garuda has so much energy. Garuda Prime has so much energy. And on other frames that don't have that so much energy, it's not going to be doing this. And you might want to go for the one where when your shield is broken, you get increased base damage by even more. I haven't tried that, but just 24 extra base damage was enough to like make us start one-shotting Acolytes when we weren't before. So I can only imagine what another 30 base damage on top of this would look like. So I really like this thing. I hope that you guys like this thing as well. There definitely are some Incarnons. Now this one definitely got, you know, it wasn't even like, it was good before. People were complaining it was bad for some reason. I don't think they were complaining because it was bugged. They were just like being spoiled or something. I think there are some Incarnons that cannot be saved even by changes like this, and that's going to be a video topic for later next week. Basically, not all Incarnons are created equal, and there's basically no way I'm going to be using that Magistar Incarnon if they ever fix the bug of giving me lifesteal in every attack. And I don't know really who would be using the Magistar Incarnon regularly without that bug. It's just not as good as a lot of the other options, and it's really sad. So we'll have a full video on that coming out soon. Also going to have videos about, you know, things, how to prepare for the next update and all that stuff. So I appreciate all your support, guys. Big videos coming out soon are going to be going over the new Dread Incarnons and all that stuff. We'll see what I end up picking. I think Xylox is going to be pretty nasty, so keep an eye on that. And I appreciate all the support. You guys take it easy. All right, peace.